Greetings, friends. Welcome to another episode of Black Metal and Brews. Tonight, we're going to do things a little bit differently, although I feel like I say that a lot. I'm always trying new things, and in hopes that you guys will enjoy what you see, or that I'll have fun doing it, or who knows. Tonight, we're not going to play a tape, but I am going to open a beer. I'm going to just chat with you about a few interesting and really fun things that have happened in my world lately. First off, tonight's beer is Hair of the Dog's Adam. It's just a great beer. I've had this bottle for a number of months, and I figured, I keep thinking of the right album, and instead of coming up with the right album, I'm just gonna discuss a few really incredible concerts I've seen lately. So, some of you find my voice soothing or these videos soothing, and I figured I'd give you a chance to get that full experience without the hiss of a tape. So, in case you were wondering, Adam's a pretty dark, strong beer. And this bottle poured without much head, which is a shame. Usually you can get a pretty nice little head there. Trying to kind of tease one out. And we'll see. Let's give it a second. But as you can see, it's a really thick, dark, lovely little color there. The head kind of comes out caramelly when it pours a little better. Maybe I've sat on this one a little longer than I should have. We'll find out. The nose is rich and sweet, and plums, dates, a little bit of kind of caramel, but it's not just, at least from my experience, the nose is deceptively sweet. Yeah, because then there's certainly that rich kind of chocolate raisin vibe, but I also get a little bit of kind of tar leather, sort of tire leather rather, tar. Just that really kind of dark, smoky, kind of almost too intense flavors. I'll be right back. I have a cat to assist. Boop. Now that the cat has been tended to, we're back. So, in the last few weeks, I've gotten to see a few really cool concerts, and I've, written my share of concert reviews, but I didn't write about these ones for one reason or another, and I figured I'd take a chance to chat about them with you. The first one I'd like to discuss is, I had the good fortune of seeing Mark Burgess of the Chameleons performing his Chameleons Vox, in which he and a group of friends performed the Chameleons' entire Script of the Bridge album, along with a few other choice cuts. Despite him blowing his voice out the first night of the tour, the night before in Seattle, did a remarkably good job. It was a brilliant show that I really enjoyed. I'll admit sometimes I'm apprehensive when a band does a comeback tour, or anything of that sort, although he's been performing on and off his Chameleons Vox for a while. From what I gathered, this is the last chance to see him before he stops touring it, so that was kind of neat. But they, performed 2 encores with a bunch of great hits, and closed with my favorite song, Soul in Isolation, which was off the Strange Times album. Jareth is hell-bent on taking this from soothing to stressful, so I apologize. Honey pie, please. So, that was a really wonderful show. Opening bands, Shadow House and Softkill were both pretty on point, although I'll admit, they were clearly very influenced by the headlining act, and, I'm okay with that to some degree. There is also a degree where I love mixed bills, where you get a band like that's playing that sort of music with a heavy metal band with something entirely different. So, but that's more of a personal thing. It was still no complaints really. And the night after, I had the incredible fortune. Come here, let's snuggle. Oh, fine. I had the good fortune of seeing Kraftwerk, or just, you know, Ralph and Friends, which was fantastic. They performed, oh, look at that. They performed for almost 2.5 hours with a 3D visualizer. We had little 3D glasses, which was really neat. Hi, sweetie. She has a feather. So we're gonna drop that over here and see if she runs across. No? No luck with the feather tonight. Here you go, sweetie. But in fact, I have a little artifact from that Kraftwerk show I'm gonna bring out for you. Oh, I know. Everything is just so different when you're a cat. So, here we go. Look at that. So, it's the 3D glasses I got at the show. I thought this was really cool. They're not, I was kind of expecting them to be red and blue like this, like you'd get with comic books when you're a kid. But, so I sat there wearing these, watching Kraftwerk play, and the set was relatively, as one would predict, it was all greatest hits. You know, you'd hear Trans Europe Express, you'd hear The Model, Man Machine, Computer Love, Technopop. But it was really just an incredible time. I'm not used to going to a concert where I have an assigned seat and I sit the whole time. It was really weird because I wanted to move around. I kind of wiggled. But it was an incredible time. I think I've said incredible a lot. So if for some reason you or someone close to you has the opportunity to see Kraftwerk and you have any interest in electronic music at all, it was a performance that took me a song or two to really get into because I was a little jaded about the whole experience. But without a doubt, I would highly recommend it to anybody who's a fan of electronic music, or even just music as a whole. They're just a really brilliant band, and they performed really well. It's interesting. This gets more bitter the longer it sits out. The smoke is really coming out in it, and it's really, really refreshing. As we hit our colder, darker months, I just knew I had to open this up and really get into it. I figured pairing a classic with discussions of classic acts would be a fun thing for me. I hope it's proving to be fun for you. I'll admit I'm a little anxious without my fallback of a tape, especially because the whole point of this was to be a relatively calming thing and the cat is losing her shit. But I hope that you're enjoying it nonetheless, as I am doing my best to do. Perhaps we'll try and do more of these soon. There are other concerts coming up in the near future, and if you'd prefer that I discuss them in this format and in this venue, as opposed to the prior written format, please leave a comment or send me an email, blackmetalandbrews@gmail.com. If you haven't been reading my reviews, then you're missing out on a component that is at least half of the Black Metal and Brews experience. If you're not a fan of the written word, I respect that, but, you know, give it a look. Go to my website. I write reviews of albums that I enjoy, and you can actually hear them because there's usually a Bandcamp streaming link or something of that nature. Whereas in a lot of the videos I film, I realize that there's just kind of tape hiss, and it often just sounds like a layer of static with a little bit of somebody yelling. So, thank you for tuning in as always. I hope that you've had a good time. I hope that you've enjoyed this with a good beer of your own, or good company, or none of the above, whatever suits your need. Thanks for tuning into Black Metal and Brews. I'm Ben. I'll always be Ben. And I hope you'll always have fun with me here. Have a wonderful day, night, week, year, life. See you soon. Cheers.